Marks Winter Baetis Emerger. Hook, standard dry fly, TMC 100 or Daiichi 1100, size 18. Thread, black, 10/0, Vivus preferred. Tail shuck, dark olive, Antron. Rib, single strand of crystal flash, peacock color. Body, black tine thread. Parachute wing post, 1/16 foam cylinder, chartreuse color. Hackle, whiting dry fly hackle, size 18, medium done.
Hi, I'm Mark Bachman from the Fly Fishing Shop in Welches, Oregon. I'm going to tie one of my favorite winter flies. It's called Mark's Winter Baetis Emerger. Now, Baetis mayflies in the wintertime are all size 18, so you only need to carry one size of them. And let me tell you, for an old guy like myself, they can be a chore to tie, so bear with me. Okay, now I've got a Daiichi size 18. It's a 1100 model Daiichi hook. The first thing I'm going to do with this cute little hook here is I'm going to take a pair of pliers. I'm going to pinch the barb down, because even in flies that are tiny like this, barbless hooks just give the fish a lot less trauma than barbed hooks. Makes it a lot easier to turn them loose. And since it's all a game, anyway, and since a fish has got a brain about the size of a pencil eraser, I think we probably ought to give them all a chance. Okay, now I'm going to hide the point of that hook inside of my vice jaws there. That way I probably won't get my thread all wrapped around the point of the hook. I'm going to start my thread right behind the eye of the hook here. I'm going to give it, one layer of foundation. I've got my bobbin set up pretty tight here because I've got this Vivus thread. It's 10/0 thread. It's really fine, but it's really, really strong. So I can horse it around a little bit if I want to. I'm going to come right back within about 1/8 of an inch of the eye of the hook. And I'm going to take my dark olive Antron yarn. I'm going to lay it over the top of the thread, and I'm going to scoot it right there, right where I want to place it right there. I'm going to give it a couple wraps. Then I'm going to get my rib material, which is peacock colored crystal flash. This is going to be the segmentation on the little fly. I'm going to tie it in, same place, choke up on my thread a little bit so I got more control on what's going on here. And I'm going to leave enough of that crystal flash protruding out there so I can cut it off good and flush with where it was tied in. I'm going to wrap all this stuff down nice and even. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to just skip a little bit so I can make some taper. Come forward again, even wraps, up here, back a little bit more, forward even wraps. Then I'm going to secure my wing post. I'm going to cut it off on an angle where I can tie it down without creating too much bulk there. And this operation here proves that I'm getting fumbly finger with age. So I'm just going to tie it facing forward, set it on top of the hook, give it a few wraps to secure it down. And I'm going to come back and evenly tie that down. Okay, now that fine end of that cylinder is going to stick up there, so I'm just going to take these sharp pointed scissors that I've got and trim it off the best that I can. I don't want that thing sticking up through the body of the fly, although it probably isn't going to make a lot of difference to the trout, but it might. And so we're going to get rid of that. Now I'm going to come back underneath my hook here. I'm going to trim off. I'm going to get that thread out of the way, and I'm going to trim off that end of the crystal flash. Take my whiting hackle, which is a size 18 saddle hackle, specially made for projects like this. I'm going to strip off part of the quill, and I'm going to tie this thing in opposite direction that most people would tie it in. I'm going to tie it in facing forward. I'm going to tie that quill down securely, and I'm going to get rid of that butt end of it right now. Tie it down, come back forward, tie it down in front of the post, and leave it setting right there. Then I'm going to come back, take my rib. Just for kicks, I'm going to run my scissors in there and make sure that I don't have something, you know, over the hook point or anything like that. I don't. So it's always good to check. I'm going to rib that forward, and this is the segmentation on this fly. This is the dun sliding out of his shuck, and this is the segmentation that fills with fluid or air or something that's clear and reflective, and it gets these bright green stripes on it because there's a void between the nymphal shuck and the dun body. That bright reflective material there, you know, is one of the keys of why this fly works. Get rid of the end of that. I'm just going to open up these scissors here a little bit, like so, and I can just catch that material right in that groove, push, and it's cut off flush. Okay? Now, come in here behind here, look for any fuzz that might be protruding past the eye of the hook. Get it taken care of. And then I'm going to wrap this hackle on here. And it's going to be, you know, facing down in front and up and back. I'm going to come in behind it here, slide my thread over the top of that, and I'm going to tie this fly off on the body. And there you've got it. Marks, Baetis emerger.
Winter Baetis hatches start in October and continue into April. Be prepared.